Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a supernatural horror film, Baba Yaga, Terror of the Dark Forest. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts with Baba Yaga, a merciless witch that kills children. In the past, she used to send her faithful half-bird, half-human servant, also known as the Navs, to abduct children and bring them to Baba Yaga's den, where she devoured their souls. What's more, the parents of those abducted children would be made to forget their children, as if they'd never existed. But one day, a boy with a pure heart and soul defeated Baba Yaga and imprisoned her in the world of the dead, and the only one that could help her get back is someone who can freely cross the borders of the living and the dead. A young teenager named Igor is having a hard time adjusting to life with his father's new family. He's very confused because lately he often dreams of his dead mother, who's asking for help to come back to life. One morning, Igor is having another nightmare, so his stepmother checks on him. However, he just drives her away. The stepmother knows that Igor doesn't like her, so she always tries her best to win his heart, but despite her efforts, Igor still seems distant. That morning, Igor's father asks him to put the hidden camera on the top of the cabinet to keep an eye on their new nanny. However, Igor thinks that they don't need a nanny since his stepmother doesn't go to work. His father scolds him and reminds him to respect his stepmother. Igor leaves upset. On his way to school, Igor sees his loner schoolmate named Dasha being bullied. He immediately helps her, but the bully boy knocks him to the ground. Luckily, someone stops them, so the bullies hurriedly leave. After school, Igor approaches Dasha. Instead of thanking him, Dasha tells him that he shouldn't have interfered because she can defend herself. Their conversation is interrupted when Dasha's mother calls her. When Igor arrives home, he hears his baby sister babbling. He then goes to her bedroom and finds her sitting on the chair. Surprisingly, the nanny arrives and gives the impression that Igor puts the baby on the chair, which disappoints his stepmother. Igor tries to explain, but his stepmother doesn't listen, so he rudely leaves the room. The nanny assures the stepmother that she doesn't need to worry because she always finds ways to get through the kids. The nanny's behavior seems frightening. When the nanny and the baby are left in the room, a reflection of a monster's hand is seen in the mirror. Later that day, Igor goes to the kitchen and secretly watches the nanny. He's frightened when the nanny suddenly appears in front of him. The nanny intimidates him, and she only stops when his father arrives. While playing basketball, Igor's father reminds him that real men must protect the people who are dear to them. Igor then expresses his disappointment about his father's decision to hire a nanny. Afterwards, he angrily throws the ball, which bounces out of the gate. Suddenly, a rugged man who lives in the woods picks it up and throws it back to Igor's dad. The rugged man seems to be observing the neighborhood. That rainy evening, Igor wakes up to the alarm of his phone. His phone is connected to the hidden camera, and it alarms when it detects someone around. When he checks his phone, he sees someone inside his baby sister's room. Surprisingly, he sees no one when he goes to the room. But when he looks at his phone, he sees someone sitting on the chair. Navs, the half-bird, half-human creature, appears suddenly, so he immediately hides in his bedroom. When the door opens, he throws the ball, hoping to hit the Navs, but he hits his stepmother instead. He tries to explain, but they don't believe him. Out of disappointment, he tells them that if his mother is alive, she will believe him. Igor is very upset because his father used to tell him to protect the people that they love. But now, his father asks him to just forget about his mother, as if she never existed. Later on, Igor sees the mark on the floor left by the Navs, which proves that he isn't lying. Meanwhile, Dasha sees Bully Boy working in the supermarket. It's then revealed that Bully Boy is an orphan who is forced to work at the supermarket. It seems like he bullies others because he's mistreated by his guardian. Later on, Igor approaches Dasha, who's busy with her phone. However, their conversation is interrupted when Bully Boy and his bully gang arrive. To avoid the bullies, Igor and Dasha run to the forest, but the bullies chase them. Suddenly, Bully Boy trips over the red yarn. Then the rugged man arrives and warns Bully Boy that if he sees him again in the forest, he'll tear his head off. The rugged man hides in the forest because it's rumored that he killed his wife. Meanwhile, Igor and Dasha arrive in an abandoned house in the middle of the forest. As they enter, they see an old furnace that's used to burn people alive. Suddenly, Igor hears someone asking for help to get out of the furnace, but Dasha can't hear it. Back at Igor's house, while the stepmother is crotcheting, she suddenly feels sleepy. When she opens her eyes, the room is already filled with red yarn. She looks for her baby, but she's nowhere to be found. Instantly, a ball of yarn rolls on the floor. When she pulls it, the other room's door opens, and there stands a seemingly monster. Later on, Igor's phone alarms again. He checks it, only to find his baby sister is all alone in the living room full of red yarn, so they immediately go home. However, when they arrive, everything looks fine and his baby sister is inside her crib. Dasha wants to stay, but she needs to attend her piano lesson. After a while, Igor sees a baby doll inside the crib and his baby sister is nowhere to be found again. He goes to the kitchen to look for her, but he only finds a vacuum cleaner that starts on its own. Instantly, he hears footsteps approaching. He sees nothing but marks on the floor. In an instant, the Navs appears and throws his smelly ass away. In the next scene, he sees the Navs locking his baby sister in the furnace. Finally, he wakes up from the scary nightmare. He immediately goes to his baby sister's room, but he's surprised that her things aren't there. When he looks at their family picture, his baby sister gradually vanishes in the photo. Igor goes to the kitchen and worriedly tells his father that their baby is missing. However, his family cannot remember their baby anymore. Immediately, he gets his baby sister's pacifier in the drawer, but as soon as he shows it to his parents, it vanishes into thin air. Igor panics, so his parents try to calm him. Out of frustration, Igor tells his father that it's just easy for him to forget his baby, just like how he forgets his mother. His father gets angry, so he locks him in his room. Later on, Igor sends a message to Dasha asking for help. Dasha responds that she'll meet him on the playground. However, when she's about to leave, her mother doesn't allow her to go out. Her mother acts weird, but she has to obey her command. Meanwhile, in Igor's house, the nanny is seen talking to the father in the mirror's reflection. But later on, it's shown that he's actually talking to the stepmother, who's already bothered by his actions. She wants to let Igor out of the room, but Igor's father prohibits her. Little did they know, Igor has already escaped to meet Dasha. Later that day, Dasha attends her piano lesson. It's disclosed that her music teacher and Igor's nanny are the same one. There, she sees that her mother transforms into the Navs. In a glimpse of an eye, the Navs grabbed her from behind. Finally, Igor goes to the playground and sees Dasha, who seems not in the right state of mind. He approaches her, then her eyes turn white. Igor keeps waking up Dasha. Luckily, she returns to her normal state. Igor tells Dasha that his baby sister is missing, but she can't remember her as well. A few moments later, Bully Boy and his bully gang arrive. Using a knife, they order Igor and Dasha to enter the rugged man's house. Inside, they see the picture of the woman, who acts as nanny and music teacher at the same time. Soon after, the rugged man arrives. It's then revealed that the woman in the picture is the rugged man's wife, who died after their daughter disappeared. He almost forgot his daughter, but thanks to the lamp with a candle burning, he still remembers her. The rugged man notices that when there's power interruption, a child disappears. He took pictures of the children in the neighborhood, and when children disappear in the photo, it means their family had forgotten them. According to Dasha's high-tech phone, the one who abducts the children is Baba Yaga. Immediately, Igor goes to the abandoned house together with Dasha and Bully Boy, hoping to find the baby. At the end of the furnace, Igor sees a cluster of wires. When he moves it, he vanishes into the light. Dasha and Bully Boy hear Igor's scream, so they hurriedly follow him. Eventually, when they regain consciousness, they find themselves at the entrance of the furnace, which confuses them. Out of jealousy, Bully Boy says that maybe Igor just made up the story that he had a baby sister, so as to be close to Dasha. Igor defends himself, but Dasha is already disappointed. When Igor is left alone, he finds their family picture with his baby sister, which proves that he isn't lying. Unbeknownst to them, the Navs rushes to the rugged man and erases his rugged memory so that it would no longer interfere with her plan. The three of them go back to their respective homes. Igor enters his baby sister's room and finds his stepmother looking anxious. He tries to get her attention, but she can't see him. It's disclosed that his father is hypnotized by the nanny to kill Igor. Meanwhile, in Dasha's house, the model on the poster suddenly comes to life and attacks her. Igor hears Dasha's scream, so he hurriedly goes to her house, only to find her trapped inside the poster. Suddenly, the monster model attacks Igor, but it disappears into thin air when Igor breaks the smartphone. Eventually, Dasha comes out of the poster. Unbeknownst to them, Baba Yaga has already captured Bully Boy. It turns out, the furnace is the portal to Baba Yaga's den. Igor and Dasha go to the rugged man's house and find the rugged man's daughter and Igor's baby sister hiding under the bed. According to the rugged man's daughter, the Navs abducts children and brings them to the witch's den. Once the children are forgotten by their family, they disappear. Later on, the Navs arrive, so they immediately hide under the bed. However, the baby cries out loud, so the rugged man's daughter comes out to divert the attention of the Navs. Unfortunately, the Navs brings her back to the witch's den. Dasha and Igor rush out with the baby. They cover themselves with the blanket so that the Navs will not sense their smell. In the midst of the forest, Igor sees his mother, but Dasha can't see her. Igor chases after his mother, but he stumbles. He then finds out that he's carrying a baby doll and not his baby sister. He checks the blankets, but he only sees baby dolls. Luckily, he finds his baby sister when Dasha arrives. Meanwhile, Bully Boy wakes up in the witch's den and sees the rugged man's daughter, who removes the wires that are wrapped around him. According to her, she has already escaped the witch's den many times. After a while, Igor and Dasha arrive. They enter the furnace to escape. At first, they're having a hard time opening the portal, but eventually, Igor is able to open it. Therefore, the rugged man's daughter concludes that Igor is the one the witch is looking for. Igor and the others are able to go back to the real world. However, the rugged man's daughter vanishes into thin air because his father has already forgotten her. Later that day, Igor arrives home. He burst into tears because his baby sister is gone. Afterward, his stepmother enters the room, wondering who he is. Igor then gives his baby sister's shoe to his stepmother, hoping that she'll remember her baby. When Igor is about to leave, his possessed father blocks his way and tries to hurt him. Luckily, his stepmother, who remembers everything now, helps him escape. Igor and the two gather on the playground and come up with the plan to burn Baba Yaga in her den. They go to the rugged man's house to ask for his help, but the Navs have already erased his rugged memory. However, when Igor lights the lamp, his memory returns. The group goes to Baba Yaga's den through the furnace, but the rugged man doesn't make it because the Navs stops him. It's then revealed that the rugged man's wife transforms into the Navs and serves Baba Yaga because Baba Yaga promised to return her daughter if she'll bring Igor to her. In the den, Igor sees his mother carrying his baby sister. She asks him to kill his baby sister so she can live and they can be together again, but Igor refuses. Finally, Igor's mother transforms into Baba Yaga and binds them with red yarn. Igor struggles, but with the help of Dasha and Bully Boy, he's able to burn Baba Yaga. Then they burn the abandoned house before going back to their families. The movie ends with Igor and his group taking a picture. But after that, the rugged man's daughter appears again, informing them that Baba Yaga will return someday. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.